It's Dr. Torri Griffin, love and relationships life coach, here to make sure that you love living life. And what we'll be doing is talking from my little book of wisdom, 52 lessons I've learned from living life, and we'll be focusing on lesson number 3. Lesson number 3 is a very short, again, but very heavy and very deep message on how you can love living your life. And this lesson comes from places when I've worked with couples or individuals in my counseling office as a coach or a counselor to make sure that they're doing what they say they want to do. Many people come for help but aren't always open for the changing and the churning of their lives that it's going to take for them to get that end result. And that end result is good, but it's really hard sometimes to make changes in your life. Bad habits don't just wander off. You have to fight those things away. So this speaks to a bad habit that sometimes people have called procrastination. And procrastinators are not bad people at all. They're not mean or ugly people, but they typically value time and really want to do as much as they can in order to get things done. And this lesson speaks to how to make sure that happens so that you're not sitting among a list of things to do that's piled up and ruining your life and ruining your day and making you feel sick and making you feel pressured and making you feel hurt. And here's lesson number 3. If you do it now, you won't have to do it later. And this speaks on so many levels. It's very short, but very heavy. Sometimes when paper, for instance, comes into your home through the mailbox, and there's a bill, for instance, there. If you have a system which says, I will put this bill with the others, and on the 15th or the 10th of every month, this bill will be paid. Fine. If you have a system, use your system. But there are some things that come in the mail to us that we don't want to be bothered with. So we lay it down and don't come back to it. And when we do come back to it, we have worried about it, we have had angst about it, we have wished it was gone. So we've actually expended hours and hours and hours and hours of time on it, even though we laid it down the first time we had contact with it. So what I dare say for lesson 3 is if you do it now, you won't have to do it later when you have other things that will be needing your attention at that point. Things continue to come. There's constantly work to do, whether it's having that difficult conversation with your loved one. If you do it now, you won't have to do it later. Because every hour, every minute that goes by that you're thinking about it is emotional energy being expended on that thing. Use your energy wisely. Spend what time you have in the moment, enjoying what you have and what you're doing right now. But when there are things hanging over your shoulder and waiting for you to bring yourself to give them attention, then you tend to be a little less happy because you're worried about something behind you rather than having the freedom of having what's coming into your life before you. In other words, conversations that are hard to have are better had sooner than later. Activities that you need to do are better done sooner than later. Even if you're a student, for instance, and there are lots of students who love that rush, that adrenaline rush of the pressure of knowing the deadline is tomorrow, and they've got a 10-page paper to do. If that works for you, fine, but do it earlier than later. You can tell yourself, I have a paper due. What I'm going to do is tell myself it is due on Thursday instead of Friday. Then my adrenaline rush will hit me on Wednesday. I'll do the paper. It'll be done. And on Thursday night, I can rest and sleep and go to class on Friday with my paper in hand. I promise you, your life will be a lighter place when you're not carrying the burden of undone tasks, unspoken conversations, unwritten letters, incomplete projects. There are so many things that you have to live for right now and live in this moment with. Letting go of unneeded baggage is only going to help you. So lesson number 3. If you do it now, you won't have to do it later. You can live in the moment. You can be free to be you right now. You don't have to have worry and angst saying, I don't want to go home, I don't want to go to work, or I don't want to go see so-and-so because I never did the such and such for them. You can be your authentic and genuine self. And that is the challenge. Many people are not able to just be their genuine and natural selves because they're preoccupied with activities that are over there or over there. They can't be 100% here. They're multitasking in their minds. Well, I've got to send this email to so-and-so, make this phone call. Try to be all of you wherever you are. That's a powerful thing for people to be able to experience. All of you at one time. And this is Dr. Torri, making sure that you love living life with lesson 3 from my little book of wisdom, 52 lessons I've learned from living life.